so we're back, and we're going to have a serious discussion talk. This is a little bit separate from the podcast where we just talk about news, and we're going to talk about one subject, break it down, and really describe it and get into detail with it. That way we'll have enough time with it. This is the BRC. Like, I forgot to actually introduce
This is the BRC, and we're bringing it straight to you.
Yes.
However you want it.
I'm your host, DB. We have Andre, and we have Wes. What are you talking about? What?
You said we're bringing it to you, and I was like, however you want it. 24/7. Anyway, the topic.
Okay. So, this topic is going to be about the DBZ fan film, which is going to be a mini-series.
Because all of a sudden people realize that as long as it says please support the official releases or freaking intro credits, they can get away with whatever they want.
Oh yeah. So it's basically a fan adaptation, live action adaptation of the History of Trunks, which was a OVA of Dragon Ball Z.
That little kid was
basically explaining the story of future Trunks in his timeline before he went back into the past to pretty much help fix the timeline.
Long story short, everything gets fucked.
And there's a lot of paradoxes.
Also, there's no Krillin, because Krillin would have diffused the situation. It would have been useful for once.
Possibly.
But just give him an 18.
I'm still under the impression that 17 killed him.
Like I said, just give,
Yeah. So, with that, let's give our pretty much of what we described from the video itself. I think it was very well done. The acting was a little bit off at points, but you could tell that compared to this and other live action like shorts on YouTube and everything, they weren't as trained actors, but they did really fit their roles. Like the way the makeup, the props, the costumes, all on point. All of those were.
You're not giving them enough credit. What you should probably think about saying, possibly, is that this fan film, in the nature of fan film, implies that it's amateur work, is of a better quality than full release studio films.
Yes, it is. It was. The only thing,
nobody talks about Dragon Ball Evolution.
Nobody talks about Dragon Ball Evolution, but for what it didn't have,
and what didn't have,
awesome. It was still.
It did better high speed fights than the Superman movie.
It really did. Well, to a certain degree. Well, it did more close up. I would have preferred that they actually did more choreography to where they were actually kind of, where they showed them like actually punching and kicking a little bit more.
But this is we're past Dragon Ball. In Dragon Ball Z, all the kicks are at freaking light speed.
Well, here's the thing. They could have did that and sped it up.
That is true.
Yeah. They could have did that and sped up. That was my only gripe about it. Other than that, showing the ki blast and showing the movements and how they actually zoomed in and zoomed out and flew, that was on point. That was really on point. It's something that
animation. Their ragdoll animations were alright too. As far as
when they got hit and flew,
their reactions,
or visual effects when they, when he turned Super Saiyan, and when they were powering up, they were really good.
I mean, he didn't hold it for very long, but yeah.
No, it didn't, but still.
It was. All I'm saying is that compared to all the other Dragon Ball Z based offerings out on the market right now, this fan film puts them all to shame.
Well, here's the thing. Wasn't this was done actually many years ago? I know it was. It had to be like,
yeah, it was a while ago.
It was like a 4-year-old project, but before they were showing Trunks by himself as an older guy and like riding a motorcycle or something through the like wastelands or whatever.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the first I've ever seen it.
You don't remember it?
No.
Yeah, it was done a while ago. You remember it, right? It was just a short film, but this was before they got on Machinima. They were he was pretty much, it was by themselves or whatever like that. I think it wasn't the same people who made the Nightwing miniseries, but it came out around the same time when it started, like the whole pilot or whatever came out around the same time.
Just as an aside, Machinima must be getting some hefty payments because they've been putting out some pretty high quality stuff recently.
I mean, it's
they are.
It's like a bandwagon deal because everybody knows that if you make it, Machinima will show it, especially if you make it good. So, I mean...
Yeah, but the thing about Machinima is that their contracts are murder, apparently.
I didn't read any of the contract stuff, but I know a lot of people, they kind of aim at, especially if they're doing like a famous, video game, comic book adaptation, whatever. It's like, oh, hey, throw it on Machinima. So.
Well, they are supposed to, I believe, they're supposed to be getting an animated series from DC.
See, but no, I don't like that.
Why not?
Because I like it. It's
you like it.
It's one thing when it's small people doing
small people.
If it's like a large corporation, they're just gonna throw money at it. It's just not gonna. That's the kind of the problem with some of these things is that it's just they're throwing money at it, and it's missing the spark that makes it interesting. That's what made the Power Rangers thing, because it's not the best acting. The script wasn't the best. Some of the technology, like some of the CG, was kind of overblown, but there was a weird heart to it.
Yeah.
The same thing with the DBZ. The weird 1718 android scene where they have surrounded up some survivors and they're just shooting them one by one. It was weird and stilted, but there was heart there.
But here's the thing.
I got heart.
Pew, pew, pew. They burn those hearts out. Here's the funny thing, though. Between the two of them, and both of them came out pretty much the same day, I actually like the writing of The Light of Hope better. The Dragon Ball Z one better. Like, the writing seemed a little bit more genuine and cohesive. Yeah. Seemed a little bit more genuine. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Power Rangers one was good too, but it was kind of like they did the try hard thing. Like, they tried to make it, darker and the exact opposite of what the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was.
Well, really, all it was... what the big question behind the Power Rangers thing was, so, I mean, this is a lot of power. Why are you handing it to teenagers who are notoriously irresponsible and bad with power? What did you think was going to happen? That's the only question that they really wanted to ask is, so you're giving teenagers the ability to punch through safes and pilot giant war machines. It's the same reason why people want, like how we used to talk about freaking Pokemon SVU.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
It's like, so you give a small child the ability to harness the power of God, and you don't think that small child is going to abuse the ever-living fuck out of it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all.
I want that lollipop she has. Kill her. Get life.
No, not even. Yeah. Alakazam, get her to give me that lollipop.
Oh, you're talking about the Pokemon thing? Yeah. I was talking about the Power Ranger thing.
Hey.
That's
but
terrible.
Overall, with the Dragon Ball Z one,
Hip Hop Keto.
This is supposed to be an ongoing series, so this is probably going to be... I'm not sure how long they plan on making this. Because this could go for...
I hope it doesn't go for too long. I would say maybe if they make it maybe 5-10 episodes tops.
Yeah, 5-10. That seems good.
I like that end scene though. That end scene stuck with me. He's just like all pissed off, just punches a rock and just walks out.
Oh yeah.
I'm sorry. It's like, calm down, bro. All right.
Well, I mean,
you can break rocks, but you can't punch that Vandroid, can you?
Oh.
But I mean,
18 made you her bitch.
It's funny that even the Bulma that they had in it was better than the Bulma in Evolution. That what really got me really well. I like that. I like that a lot. You can't put a blue streak in your hair and consider yourself Bulma.
No, your hair needs to be blue.
Yeah. I mean, heck, wear a wig. At least.
Have some pride in the role.
Exactly.
Forget pride. Step money, son. Fanboys line up. Evolution 2 coming out straight to DVD.
It's like Evolution. No, Evolution, the only reason that you wanted to watch that movie probably when it came out was because of Chow Yun-Fat.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't even make a really, fit the role of Master Roshi well. But because it had the name, you thought, oh, okay, I might watch it. Cause
Martial Arts Master might be good.
Exactly.
I might actually see something that resembles fighting in this. Up.
Nope, they totally butcher everything.
It's all airbending.
And considering they want to go stereotypical and make Chi-Chi an actual Chinese girl.
I don't mind Chi-Chi being Chinese.
Well, I mean, I don't mind her being Chinese, but then they make also Yamcha be Chinese.
Isn't he Yamcha like Mongolian or something?
Yeah, he's like Mongolian or I don't know, something.
I didn't like the modern high school, future high school thing they did.
Yeah, considering Goku has never been to school
ever.
And never gonna go to school and never even gonna.
He doesn't need to.
He lives in the fortress. He hunts for a living.
Muffin button, son. Muffin button.
Muffin button. How'd you get that muffin button? But
I didn't
okay.
install a muffin button.
Overall, final analysis, Andre. Like, what did you think?
There's potential there. I like the fights, but then again, I'm basically a giant robot martial arts junkie. So, if people are getting punched, I'm going to enjoy it.
Will you watch it? Future episodes?
Maybe. That's the best I'm going to say. Cause
is it strong? Maybe.
No, just a maybe. I'm not really keen on live action stuff, so if I see it and I hear it's good, I'll probably give it a gander.
Okay.
Me? I don't know. Yeah, I would like to see where the producer takes it. I mean,
says the guy that's still watching Supernatural, even though it's devolved into a pile of shit.
You're hurting my feelings. Anyway, no, because I'm interested to see what people can do. Because it would be awesome to try some stuff like that. Anyway, but yeah, so
okay.
I'm a big fan.
All right. I kind of feel the same way. I think I would like to see more of it. It's got a lot of potential, as Andre said. It will be better, I think, if they do decide to do more choreography, a little bit more, because at least Dragon Ball Z had a little bit more choreography.
Yeah, they were going. I mean, do the androids even have a fighting style? I mean, how do you choreograph street fighting in the air?
Well, I'm thinking, if I remember correctly, I don't think the androids had like a traditional fighting style. I think Jiro did kind of like he based the androids off of just like street ball.
Cyborgs, by the way.
Okay, cyborgs. And yes, technically they are cyborgs, but they call them androids because they didn't know that they were humans inside them.
Well, even Jiro called them androids.
Yeah.
And he's the guy who fucking made them.
Well, Jiro is a fucking idiot.
You say that, but then he created he created a lot of synthetic. He created a lot of AI that acted and responded like living people.
Well, here's the thing: if that's the case, then how come Dragon Ball Z Universe, Xenoverse? How come they don't have a class where you can be androids?
Because that would be overpowered.
Oh, wouldn't you have a set power limit and you have you could?
Well, I mean, considering that the androids were stronger than Frieza.
Well, you give them a weakness where they have to have upgrades done to them, like they have to have a.
Yeah, the difference between 17 and Super 17. Have you played Budokai Tenkaichi 2? Super 17 is
If you mention one more thing that has to do with Dragon Ball GT, I will take that direct from you. I will take that direct from you.
All I'm saying, I never watched GT. All I know is from what I picked up in Dragon Ball and Budokai Tenkaichi 2, Super 17 was a thing in the game. I played as Super 17. He is broken as fuck, and you can spam that fucking beam of his and wreck everything. That's all I'm saying. So if you put that upgrade system in there, you're gonna be bringing that back.
Well, not upgrade like that, but just put upgrade like they've got to maintain themselves, like oil themselves or something. I don't know.
Oil up. That's, every time somebody says oil, I always think
Hakan.
Yeah.
They could just do regeneration pods like they're the Borg or something.
Possibly. So let's go ahead.
Krillin married a Borg.
Assimilate. He's assimilating that. So let's go ahead.
And that's Sector 001.
We're going to go ahead and end this discussion here. Thank you for coming out or watching or whatever it's called.
You came out.
Yes,
awesome.
You came out of the closet.
That's terrible. Don't say that.
Moral high ground. Thanks, everybody. We'll see y'all next time. Remember, just show some class. Act like you've been there before.
Or not.